immeasurable wealth and endless pleasure. That's the dream.
In today's tough world, I try my best to spread a little joy.
The pursuit of money seems never-ending.
Sure, I could have a lot more money.
But does all this abundance have any value?
Money, money, money. All this greed. Was it worth it? No.
Rich, richer, Monaco. This tiny country is one of the smallest in the world, yet it has the highest population density. The principality spans just about 2 square kilometers, but nowhere else do so many millionaires live in such a confined space. In this paradise for the ultra-rich, modesty has no place. German multi-millionaire Björn Lefner feels right at home here. He has a passion for fast luxury cars. Today, he's driving his Mercedes AMG from his second home in Cannes. Despite his fortune, Lefner often finds himself pondering what he really can and wants to afford.
Freedom relies on money. Having money gives me more options. And it gives me time. Those two things go hand in hand.
Luxury everywhere, super yachts, sun-drenched promenades, celebrities, parties, and picture-perfect moments. Even for a multi-millionaire, there's always more to want.
I could have a lot more money, no doubt. There are so many things I'd like to have, but it's all relative.
Entrepreneur Lefner is contemplating a new goal: settling down in Monaco. Anyone looking to stay long-term in the Principality needs at least 500,000 euros in a Monegasque bank account, a costly price of admission. Around 900 Germans reside in Monaco, including billionaires, multimillionaires, and those who cater to their every need. Jennifer Fessele aspires to be a successful entrepreneur in Monaco. She's currently launching a private flight and helicopter service. The demand for these kinds of luxuries peaks during the summer months.
Wealthy people often book private jets, but we also offer a full range of services, including helicopter flights and limousines. We do everything. Rich people are, of course, used to being served.
If you want to establish yourself as a top-tier service provider, above all, you must be well-connected. The weekend of the Classic Grand Prix is a perfect opportunity and one of the social highlights of the year. Jennifer Fessele finds herself at the center of this exciting event. While the famous city circuit usually hosts Formula One cars, on this day, amateur racing drivers take to the track. They arrive with original racing cars from the past. This hobby can be quite costly. The display of luxury and wealth also provides a magnificent backdrop for illustrious guests looking to showcase themselves. Actor Patrick Dempsey makes an appearance in the paddock. He enjoys the media attention. Fessele understands that what benefits the wealthy also benefits her business. Multi-millionaire Lefner has a modest wish this weekend: a new watch. Jennifer Fessele, a member of his network, accompanies him for his shopping.
And there's a new jewelry store I want to show you.
I collect watches. I have 56.
Do you work here? You speak perfect German.
How much does the leopard cost among friends?
85,000.
Incredible. I remember when they cost 35.
That was 10 years ago.
I should have bought the leopard if I'd known it was no longer in production.
Yeah, it's been discontinued.
I've just bought a Breitling, not a big one. I have a few Corums. I'm a big Corum fan.
Okay.
Golden Bridge and all that.
Okay.
I also have Patek.
We'll come back.
I'll get my next watch here if we can come to an agreement and make a deal.
Happy to do that.
What drives the desire to always acquire more? The quest for wealth often resembles a competition. But how much is enough? Does wealth truly lead to happiness? These are questions that journalist Julia Friedrichs asks herself. The film and book author has followed Germany's wealthy and super wealthy.
I've often asked myself, when is enough enough? It's actually very challenging to listen to people who have clearly met their needs many times over. Every vacation, every property, every car they'd like to buy, and even yachts they could purchase countless times. Nevertheless, the desire for more still persists. I think the only explanation for this is that money serves as a powerful measure of success.
Almost everyone dreams of being rich, says Thomas Truyen. He's a researcher of wealth. For decades, he has investigated what drives the desire for accumulating more money.
The dream of becoming wealthy is universal. People are convinced they can ultimately find peace through riches. For most, the desire to be rich means achieving a better situation than their current one. This often leads to a misconception about wealth. It is true that many people want to be rich, but when they say that, they typically envision reaching a personal goal rather than becoming a billionaire. This goal is linked to specific life plans. Most people simply dream of improving their current circumstances.
This applies to the super rich as well. Even those who already have a lot often desire even more. It's an endless cycle. Just a little more. That's what the dream is all about. When dreams come true, they can sometimes be challenging. For example, getting to a party with a Hummer is not so easy. Evenings in Monaco are often filled with wealthy individuals, including celebrities, entrepreneurs, and heirs. The village of Is, about 10 kilometers outside the principality, offers a tranquil and noble atmosphere. Kamyer Mogadam has invited guests to one of his renowned lavish parties. Born in Hanau, he designs and sells carpets and fine furniture. He established himself as an outfitter for the wealthy, which has allowed him to amass wealth himself. Like his father, he serves as a purveyor to the royal court. Jennifer Fessele is also here. New connections are formed over an abundance of champagne.
The world has changed. There are a lot of rich young people today. That's great, but things can shift over time. I just try to celebrate. It's important to keep a positive mindset and try out new things.
Think positively with fine drinks. For Kamyer Mogadam, the lightness of being is the top priority. Everyone here embraces this mindset.
In today's difficult world, I try my best to spread joy with my work and my whole being. It's all about color and design, making people smile, offering them a warm welcome, and enjoying a nice drink. We need to celebrate the lighter moments in life, especially since the world has become so difficult.
The world has become difficult. That's easy to say in an environment of abundance. The sociological concept known as the Matthew effect is applicable here. For to everyone who has, to him will be given. Wealth tends to accumulate and grow on itself. Global wealth is increasingly concentrated in specific countries. Most super-rich individuals reside in the USA, followed by China, with Germany in third place. There is one notable peculiarity.
In Germany, wealth is distributed more unevenly than in almost any other developed country. There is relatively low wealth among the middle class. Germans own little property. There's a lack of entrepreneurs, and the startup culture isn't very strong. Many don't invest wisely. They're often reluctant to buy shares and instead prefer fixed-term deposits. Wealth is concentrated at the top, held by a very small group of people.
Only 1% of Germans hold more than a third of the country's total assets. 132 billionaires form the top. No champagne is flowing, and no luxury cars are rolling. Still, German millionaires are gathering in Nuremberg. These men and women have won between 1 and 5 million euros in a lottery. They represent new money as opposed to inherited wealth. During a tour of the Old Town, they share their experiences. These fortunate winners have been coming together for 20 years. Suddenly finding themselves as millionaires, there's plenty for them to discuss.
We're happy that we can get together, and we feel lucky. So we celebrate a bit and do something together. Sometimes we give advice. We talk about each other's situations, like installing a new heating system. We talk about simply everything.
The meetings are a kind of self-help group for those who are suddenly wealthy. Today, they're baking gingerbread. These millionaires share a common experience. Being rich is relaxing, but also feels unusual. Vesna Vekic ran a small fashion boutique when she suddenly won 5 million euros.
I built a Tuscany villa in Bavaria and have lived there for 15 years. So I realized my biggest dream, and it turned out even bigger.
Studies show that 75% of lottery winners in the upper range end up with nothing within a few years. These fortunate millionaires appear to defy this statistic. Denny Vanna, a handyman, continues to live a grounded life.
The goal is to live a carefree life. That's one of the benefits of having money. When unexpected expenses arise, like you get a hefty bill or your washing machine breaks, it doesn't become a major issue. You can handle it.
How does having a lot of money change one's life? The answer varies. Research has shown that beyond a certain level of wealth, additional money does not always result in increased well-being. It's important to first meet basic needs.
Contentment has been thoroughly researched by American universities. People want to feel content. This is more significant than pursuing happiness. Contentment is also more sustainable. They associate this sense of contentment with wealth. The idea is that money can solve some of the most pressing issues faced by humanity, such as hunger, poverty, education, and community support, including pensions.
The Lottery Club members enjoy sharing tips and tricks. Money brings a sense of peace. Now, they must stay grounded. Schloss Weissenhaus is a luxury resort located on the Baltic coast, catering to the super rich. Once home to a count, it's now under the leadership of Jan-Henrik Büttner. For him, wealth means more than mere happiness and a few million in the bank. After all, he's the owner of a castle. Just 20 years ago, the site was in ruins, but now Büttner successfully manages his empire from here. He came, saw the potential, and invested.
Things tend to escalate for me when I start a project, even if that's not my intention. For instance, when I want to take care of a piece of land, it quickly evolves into something as complex as Weissenhaus. This makes me question myself. Why does it escalate, and why do I find it appealing? I have certain strengths, for sure. I tend to envision how things could be perfected in the future. Once I see that vision, I want to make it a reality. If no one else takes responsibility, I do. What starts as a small idea often grows into something much larger. Then it escalates.
Escalation in the form of increasing investments is a key component of his business model. He purchases the site for approximately $7 million and invests at least 10 times that amount. Büttner is a man of action. In the early 90s, he establishes AOL Europe. When the owner, Bertelsmann, sells its stake in Time Warner for billions, Büttner goes to court to get his share. He receives a settlement worth nearly $100 million. He describes this unexpected sum as a surprising windfall. However, Büttner is not focused on accumulating wealth.
Some people just want to become billionaires for the sake of it. That has never been my goal. For me, money is a means to an end, a tool to help me achieve my aspirations. I call it the frozen future potential. It's only when I have a vision for the future and ideas to pursue that money becomes meaningful.
His latest venture is luxury vacation homes. A housing estate is currently under construction on the beach of his expansive resort. Even before everything is completed, he has managed to sell the houses. He earns millions in profits. His key to success? Self-confidence.
Was die meisten antreibt,
What drives most people goes beyond the desire for a happy life. They aspire to make a lasting impact on the world. This is the starting point.
Nachhaltig verändern. Das ist der Ausgangspunkt.
I know very few people who simply say, I want to become super rich. Take Elon Musk. While some may think he's an eccentric, that's a part of his character.
Wenn einige sagen, oh, der ist ja auch teilweise irre, ja, dann ist das genau
It's a blend
das.
of
Es ist die
normalcy,
Mischung aus
exaggeration,
Normalität, aus
megalomania,
Überzeichnung, aus Größenwahn
and undoubtedly
und
other
sicherlich privat
personal
aus
psychological
psychischen
issues.
anderen Herausforderungen. Ja. Diese
This alters
ungewöhnliche
the way
Masse
he perceives everything around
an
him.
Persönlichkeitsanteil, die
He dares to
verändert
undertake
den Blick
challenges
aufs Ganze.
that others are
Die
often
trauen
too
sich
afraid
etwas
to try,
zu, ob
whether
manchmal
those ambitions
größenwahnsinnig
are
oder weniger,
megalomaniacal
was sich
or
andere
not.
nicht zutrauen.
What does a multi-millionaire do when he decides to revisit a childhood hobby? Jan-Henrik Büttner chooses to play chess. Not one to do things halfway, he invites the world's top players to his home. Currently, Grandmaster Peter Lecko is training at Weissenhaus with world vice champion Vincent Keimer. Büttner naturally aims to host the greatest players in the field.
It's not just any game, it's more like a sport. I thought about how to make something meaningful out of it. So I took a close look at the chess market and considered various factors, including players. Chess is currently dominated by Magnus Carlsen. If I organize a chess tournament at Weissenhaus, it must feature Magnus Carlsen. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it.
For Büttner, there's only one choice: Magnus Carlsen. At just 22 years old, he became the youngest world chess champion in history and has remained virtually unbeatable for over a decade. The event at Weissenhaus begins with the players dressed in custom-made velvet jackets. The tournament is streamed worldwide, marking a significant financial success. Unsurprisingly, Magnus Carlsen emerges as the winner. Of course, the project escalates. Jan-Henrik Büttner is aiming to revolutionize the world of chess. He and Carlsen are launching a global tournament series called Freestyle, featuring random lineups. In a way, Büttner is a freestyle millionaire. He has the money to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, people want more and more. What often goes unheard is what truly matters. It raises the question, what do I actually need, and what do I really want? For me, the driving force has never been wealth. It has always been a desire for independence. I wanted to achieve my independence, even at the risk of losing it. When you find yourself dependent on others, you must work hard to regain your autonomy. That's been my motivation.
When Büttner looks at his Weissenhaus empire, new projects are already forming in his head. It's not just about managing assets. It's always about making a difference.
While we have massive fortunes among the super rich, we need more people who are willing to use their wealth to make a difference and who are willing to risk losing some money. We need people who say, come on people, let's make a change, let's try new approaches and push initiatives forward. That's what we lack in Germany.
As an investor in young startups, Büttner has taken risks for decades. He's determined not to lose. However, he may consider parting ways if the price is right. After 2 decades, he wants to sell his castle on the Baltic Sea to make room for new dreams. Germany has the highest number of private jets stationed in Europe. These jets are not only used to transport the super rich, but also those who desire a more luxurious travel experience. To meet this demand, a newly formed airline called Travelco has emerged. The idea for this venture came from Niklas Seitz.
Es hat das Beste aus beiden Welten. Es ist nicht Reisen wie die Superreichen.
It offers the best of both worlds. It's not traveling like the super rich, but you still enjoy the comfort of a private jet. The seating arrangement features a one-to-one configuration. Everyone has access to a window. You also get top-notch service. One of the greatest things is the quick travel from point A to point B. You have minimal waiting time at both the departure airport and upon arrival.
No queues, short distances, and priority access in the limousine. The planes are referred to as semi-private jets. An increasing number of affluent travelers are booking their seats for approximately 800 euros. Geraldine Gumbochon, the manager of a large agency, tests the service for her clients.
It begins with the legroom. We've plenty of space. We drink champagne and get snacks. The distances are short and check-in is quick. Overall, it feels good. It's a great experience. Traveling like this is fun.
The number of these flights is on the rise. Travelco is now providing even more connections with new aircraft. Traveling by semi-private jet also offers a unique sense of being special.
Luxury doesn't always have to be extremely expensive. Luxury means feeling unique. If that feeling isn't too costly, then that's wonderful.
Arrival at Palma Airport in Mallorca. The flight is convenient and affordable. A new market is emerging.
The wealth landscape in Germany is shifting, especially among the affluent who aren't super rich. It's still become trendy to try and live a luxurious lifestyle. Charter flights with private jets have become super popular, especially for short distances. There's clearly a growing desire among people to participate in this extreme lifestyle and feel like they're super wealthy.
This applies to hotels too. Everything in Gumbershaw's offerings is unique. The facilities consistently exceed expectations. The concept is popular, providing a comprehensive experience that goes beyond just travel and accommodation. It's not about having a lot, it's about feeling rich.
It's a lifestyle hotel, not a five-star luxury hotel that is isolated. You're part of the community here. The restaurant guests are not only hotel guests, but also locals. This integration is very important to us.
Her Palma portfolio includes a city palace, where a night's stay costs over €1,000. While not everyone can afford this luxury, a significant number of people can. Luxury is no longer exclusively reserved for a small upper class. How you choose to vacation reflects your place in society. Ex-football star Jimmy Hartwig knows a lot about social status. He has experienced many ups and downs throughout his life. Hartwig grows up in a poor neighborhood near Frankfurt. He then becomes a soccer star with HSV. As a top player, the young Jimmy Hartwig suddenly finds himself with more money than he can spend. This newfound financial freedom changes his life.
You buy a car and an expensive watch to show off your success. I came from a tough neighborhood and now feel seen on a global stage. With money in your account, you no longer have to fear being unable to eat at the end of the month. These symbols of success are enjoyable. If you say you don't enjoy them, you're not being honest. I used to treat my friends to champagne, dine at high-end restaurants, and take vacations. I also bought clothes from brands like Boss to boast to others and show, look, here's a successful brown man with expensive clothes. If you say you don't enjoy these symbols, then you're lying.
In sporting terms, Hartwig is on the path to success. He has won championships with HSV and triumphed in the European Cup. There is much to celebrate, both in the locker room and elsewhere in life.
During that time, a lot of people approached me and pretended to be friends. These friends included a lawyer, a banker, and a tax consultant. 3 occupations that always make me jump. They said, hey, you want to save on taxes?
Hartwig lives a lavish lifestyle and is easily persuaded. He invests his money in real estate to reduce his tax burden. This nearly ruins him.
The money was gone and the apartments were gone. That's the worst feeling. Having something you're proud of, something you've achieved and earned, only to lose it. I earned it by playing soccer and then trusted the wrong people. I just wanted to play soccer. I relied on others and didn't take care of my taxes. I thought that if I stopped playing soccer, I could say, yes, this house belongs to me, I own it. In the end, I didn't own anything.
Learning to make money is essential. Highly specialized asset managers invest every cent for high net worth individuals. However, this is not the case for millionaire beginners like Jimmy Hartwig.
In dem Moment, wo das passiert,
as soon as someone comes into a lot of money, many people from their social circle start offering advice on how to manage and grow that wealth. Unfortunately, it often doesn't take long for that money to disappear. This leads us to an uncomfortable truth. It's clearly not easy to become rich, but it appears to be just as difficult to maintain that wealth.
Jimmy Hartwig has found his way back. His financial crash has enriched him with many life experiences. He says that status symbols have lost their meaning. Even in the world of the permanently wealthy, researchers say the significance of status symbols is changing. Flashy sports cars increasingly represent extravagance and ostentation. For now, nothing will change on the water. The ultimate status symbol continues to be owning a superyacht.
A yacht is one of the most expensive things produced by humans. For many wealthy people, owning a yacht that is at least 100 meters long is a way to signal their status. It shows that they belong to an exclusive group and that they have several million in the bank in order to maintain their yacht.
Exclusive real estate is a clear indicator of wealth, especially in Monaco. Here, prices per square meter are the highest, surpassing those in London, Tokyo, and Paris. Jennifer Fessler is on her way to view a property with Björn Lefner.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Very well, thanks. Can I introduce you to my friend Björn Lefner?
Hello, Angela Kleiber. Come in.
Angela Kleiber is a real estate agent selling luxury apartments in Monaco. She's the only German in this field working there.
So this is the view. First, let's take a look around here.
Very nice.
This is the living room, and over there is the dining area. It looks fantastic. We'll check out the kitchen in a second.
Beautiful.
I like how the living room feels slightly set apart.
Yeah.
It creates a cozy atmosphere. And just over here is the TV room.
The apartment is really bright.
That's thanks to its orientation. The place is fully renovated. It comes from a project developer who specializes in this kind of modern redesign, which is quite trendy at the moment. That clean beige palette, the lovely wooden floors, and it's being sold fully furnished.
It looks completely new.
Björn, you could move right in.
Yes, it's practical and tasteful, and the colors are very relaxing. Come over here and take another look at the view.
Imagine waking up and having this sea view.
I lived in Palm Beach, Florida for 8 years. I had a view like this, and it was even closer to the sea. I could always hear the ocean.
If Lefner wants to relocate his primary residence to Monaco, he has to buy an apartment in the Principality and provide evidence that he can afford a property there. Kleiber advises the international elite.
Das sind wirklich Menschen, die in Deutschland sehr bekannt sind oder die
Many people here are well known in Germany.
Jetzt natürlich insgesamt die
They
Menschen,
work in
die
different
hierher kommen,
industries,
sind viele
like
aus dem
real estate,
Business,
shipping,
viele aus
and
dem
oil.
Shipping Business, Oil Business.
Many athletes, like Formula One drivers and tennis players, choose to live in Monaco. Nearly all Formula One drivers live here. This society is fascinating because it is so incredibly diverse.
Das ist so eine Gesellschaft, die hochinteressant ist, weil sie so wahnsinnig unterschiedlich ist.
Ultimately, the allure of Monaco can be boiled down to a straightforward fact. Residents of the Principality do not pay income tax. This tax advantage encourages the super rich to invest in properties at prices that far exceed those in any other city around the world. How much should a 200 square meter apartment cost? Kleiber and Lefner discuss this matter on the balcony.
They want 24.5 million, which aligns with the market price.
What's the price per square meter?
It's around 80,000.
No, that's normal.
The number of the super rich in Monaco is steadily increasing. Currently, there are approximately 40,000 millionaires, which accounts for about 1/3 of the population. Many of them have chosen to relocate here because the Principality provides a legal opportunity to pay little or no income tax. But there's a dark side to the wealth. significant amounts of money are illegally transferred out of Germany to evade taxes. The German government loses 100 billion annually due to tax evasion. Anne Brohilke is known as the hunter of the missing billions. Formerly Germany's most prominent public prosecutor, she is now dedicated to advocating for more effective prosecution of tax evaders. She has a deep understanding of the perpetrators and their motivations.
It's not only greed. There's often a competitive spirit involved, an urge to demonstrate that you're smarter than others, that you can succeed where others can't. Many people seem to share this kind of ambition. Also, we shouldn't overlook the emotional significance attached to money. Having a substantial amount can give you status and recognition. It fulfills a deeper need. There's always someone who might own 3 helipads, so I might feel compelled to acquire a 4th to surpass them.
Anne Brohilke is determined to make a difference. As a public prosecutor, she tirelessly took tax evaders to court in the cum-ex scandal. In this case, investors received tax funds for amounts they had never actually paid. The German state lost an estimated 10 billion euros. For Brohilke, it's a constant struggle against overwhelming odds.
There are public prosecutors, tax investigators, and police officers who face complex cases against expensive law firms. These firms often have entire teams dedicated to a single case and submit 1,000 pages of documents each week. The public prosecutor or tax inspector is overwhelmed with numerous other cases and doesn't have the time to analyze every detail and determine what is only smoke and mirrors. They feel stressed and think, how can I compete? I only have a few hours a week to spend on this. There is a significant imbalance. Criminals often have one standardized approach. They formulate an idea and then ensure that they have a legal opinion written in advance or publish articles that support this viewpoint. Even if the legal arguments are flawed, the sheer volume of documents can be intimidating. Once there are dozens of such articles available online, it creates the illusion of legitimacy. It can be daunting to counter them.
She is not daunted. Brohilke successfully wins her lawsuits against the tax evaders. For the first time, a court has determined that the cum-ex schemes are illegal. Brohilke is convinced that the search for the lost billions can be even more successful.
If there was more personnel, well-trained staff who have the time to develop their expertise, they could overcome the challenges. It is possible to achieve this, but it is important to recognize that significant resources are required from the state.
She has since resigned from her position as a public prosecutor, but she continues her mission. At the non-profit organization Finanzwende, Brohilke works to prosecute criminal con artists more effectively. Herrenberg in Swabia near Stuttgart. A Bentley pulls up to a small factory site. Millionaire Björn Leffner is behind the wheel of the luxury limousine. Unlike his trips to Monaco in search of an apartment, today he acts as manager. Leffner is visiting his factory. He is known as the zip tie king of Swabia.
Here we can check what's available. What colors do you want? You can pick from pretty much any color: yellow, blue, brown. Here's one in green. These are the classic Blitz binders that you can open and close over and over again. They're super durable and meant to last for years.
Leffner is considering relocating his production abroad to increase profits. However, he also feels a strong obligation to his employees.
We're committed to staying in Germany. We've been successful here for 70 years. Many others have relocated to Eastern European countries. Production costs are a lot lower in those areas because of reduced wages, lower taxes and lower energy prices. But we've decided to stay in our community. Our dedicated employees are an important part of our business. Some of them have been with us for decades.
The factory is not just focused on making a profit. Its owner has a deep connection to his home country. In Germany, wealthy people have a bad reputation. They're frequently criticized for not embracing social responsibility, even though they have the resources to do so. Is this criticism justified?
How many jobs do they create? How much tax do they pay? They need to pay their fair share. How many donations do they make in the fields of medicine or to hospitals? I believe the ratio here is quite fair. Obviously, the loopholes must be completely closed. That's not even a question. It's about fairness.
As long as his factory operates efficiently, Lefner will keep producing in his home country, paying his taxes, and proudly showcasing everything from his pinstripe suit to his Bentley. It's his way of doing things. In Monaco, people display their wealth with pride and confidence. Kamya Moghadam profits from this. The interior designer has created a luxurious apartment and provides what exclusive customers need for their high-end homes. Jennifer Fessele visits him at his design store.
This here is our dream bedroom.
I love the lamps.
Everyone runs to the bed and says, I want that too. It's inspired by a luxurious 5-star suite where you can get everything from the chandelier to the bed and the carpet in one complete package. All available immediately. This bedroom comes in different variations and it's very popular.
Diese Schlafzimmer gibt es in verschiedenen Variationen, aber das verkaufen wir sehr, sehr gut.
I love the fire extinguisher.
That could only exist in Monaco.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it is chic, huh? It's all about the details. A red one is not that chic.
So ein roter Feuerlöscher ist halt eben nicht so schick irgendwie. Jetzt würde ich gerne.
Now I want to show you something really great. Our little private club.
What kind of material is that?
That's amazing. It's down wallpaper. It's unique in the world.
Das ist unique in the world. You know, wir machen eben halt, das ist wirklich das sehr, sehr, sehr.
I wouldn't have expected anything less from you. No.
Guck das mal.
Now take a look at this.
Ja, das ist.
This is my personal playground, where the rich and beautiful from Monaco and around the world come to party.
It's a special clientele, certainly for special people.
That's right. This club has been a childhood dream of mine, and I finally fulfilled it a year and a half ago. It's not a commercial club. There's no membership, and you don't pay for your drinks here. Entry is solely by invitation. You have to either be a mega customer, a mega friend, or a mega VIP to be here.
In this setting, Kamya Moghadam fulfills his childhood dream and meets the desires of his elite clientele, including maximum discretion.
The club has no name, no address, and no details. You cannot take pictures. You are allowed to film now because there are no guests. Filming is not allowed when we have guests.
What happens here during the glittering nights remains a secret. What is known, however, is that only a select group of pop stars and super celebrities attend.
This is our main room. Over here we have a small separate area that we call the Chinese room. Moving on, we have the lip sofa, which is very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious, Who has been here?
Wir können nicht alle Namen nennen.
Well, you know, we can't mention all the names.
Wir haben hier die Privatparty.
But we hosted one of Bono's private parties here.
Bono war so beeindruckt.
He was very impressed.
Hat dann Jay-Z angerufen.
He called Jay-Z,
Dann war Jay-Z am Telefon.
who looked at the space during a video call.
Jay-Z hat gesagt, ich bin mit meiner besten Freundin, Madonna.
And Jay-Z said, I'm with one of my best friends, Madonna.
So ist eins ins andere gegangen. Und
And she hopped on the call.
Das ist so die. Dann kommt auch noch unser.
We have many big names here,
Sehr, sehr, sehr,
but
sehr
discretion
große Namen,
is
die
very
da kommen, die
important.
eigentlich sehr diskret sind.
Moghadam is highly successful because he always approaches his celebrity connections with a business mindset. If you want to host a party here at night, you should purchase your furniture from him during the day.
Auch wenn es Beyoncé ist.
Even if it's Beyonce or Taylor Swift,
Es muss auch ein bisschen
I need
Substanz
to make
dahinter
sure
sein,
there's
finde
something
ich.
in it for
Muss
me.
auch, ja, da muss ein bisschen was
I
stimmen.
have to check in advance whether there's a business opportunity to pursue,
Geschäftlich irgendwann mal. Oder ob das nur da
or if
ist,
they're
um
only
hier
here to party and puke all over the place
feiern und
and then go home.
voll zu kotzen und dann zu
I
nach
don't
Hause
want
gehen. Das
that.
will ich nicht.
What happens in Monaco's most exclusive party room stays here. This venue remains a hidden gem, reserved for a select audience. Moghadam's appointment calendar is fully booked for the rest of the year. By now, he has replicated his upscale club multiple times around the globe. Status symbols and luxury no longer hold any significance for Jimmy Hartwig. He once had everything before he had nothing. Hartwig has moved past the financial troubles that plagued his life and has also battled multiple bouts of cancer in recent years. These experiences have profoundly changed him.
I'm happy today. I love training. It's the best thing there is. After a workout, I like to have a chat at the bar and then sip on my health drink. I know I've done something good for my body. I aim to train 3 times a week when possible. Sometimes it's twice a week depending on my schedule. When I have time, I always make sure to train. It's good for me.
Jimmy Hartwig is in high demand. As an ambassador for the German Football Association, he shares his life experiences with others. His message is clear. Superficial gains matter little. He has long moved on from those who are always seeking more.
They should think about who they're really doing this for. Deep down, they know that one day they will die. What happens to the money then? Will the right people get it? Was it worth it? Should I have sacrificed my health for it? No. The people you interviewed, the billionaires who drive around showing off their wealth, they need to sit down and think. Money is important to them, but for me, it has lost its meaning. Money alone is useless.
How much does a person need to be happy? Hartwig has found his answer. Having a lot does not necessarily mean getting a lot from life, as scientific studies have shown.
Also die Unterscheidung, ob reich glücklich
I've come
macht,
to the conclusion that the relationship between being rich and happiness is
kann
not
ich nach 30
straightforward.
Jahren Vermögensforschung
There's
sagen,
no guarantee
auch wenn die
that
ganz
one
hohen
follows the
Etagen,
other.
Das ist keine
I know
logische
many
Folge.
people who have billion-dollar
Ich kenne ganz
fortunes
viele Leute mit
and who are not
exorbitant
happy.
vielem Geld, Multimillionen, Milliarden, die eben nicht glücklich sind.
The pursuit of wealth continues to motivate people.
The pursuit of money and luxury can be highly addictive. I spoke with somebody from one of the wealthiest families in Germany. They said that luxury is like a drug. You constantly have to increase the dose to feel something.
When you're at the top, you can multiply your wealth easily. Over the next decade, the fortunes of Germany's super rich are expected to multiply rapidly.
I want my money to last for the rest of my life. Hopefully, I will have created something nice with the money I didn't need. I want others to enjoy it.
Whether property constitutes an obligation is largely determined by the wealthy alone. It's a privilege.
I live in a paradise. I don't want to complain. I am doing very well and I'm pretty happy. Sometimes we have problems, but it's all relative.
One thing is certain, having millions or billions does not guarantee happiness and contentment.